players at the table as we lose the last non-American in the field by a strike. Get some GGs in the chat. Out in 7th for $109,890, and everyone now guaranteed $133,920 for their efforts thus far.
Massive swing for Taylor there. He would have had, I think, under $1 million.
Yeah,
if he had lost
yeah,
that.
it would have been down to around eight blinds.
Yeah, and instead he's got very close to second in chips. He may even have second in chips. I'm not. I think Rampage has a little more, but it's close. Ben Yu, meanwhile, just quietly getting it done. I don't know if you're aware, but Ben Yu invented the three-way.
I heard. Yeah, I did hear that. There's a rumor spreading.
What you don't know is he invented the two-way as well.
It's just an inventor of things.
Kevin with the low suited ace on the button.
625.
Yeah, very nice hand to be 3-betting. And it looks like from earlier when he peeled the ace-9 suited, obviously there's some positional differences, stack size differences, player differences, but he may be erring towards 3-betting the lower kicker ace-X, the ones that play a little less effectively post-flop, and calling with the higher kickers, which would make a lot of sense. He could also just be randomizing and rolled a call before and rolled a 3-bet this time. I don't know what goes on in the brain of Kevin. If I did, I'd probably be chip leading the 25K.
$100K, not a bad day at the office at all. Saying a bit of.
Ben has one of those hands that could do anything.
All in.
He does go all in.
You win.
I said you win. He picked the right time for it.
I think I owe you one of these too.
Very nice by Ben. That is really scary. There's some short stacks out there. It looks easy when it works, but that is a very scary scenario. It's not easy to put all your chips in there with the ace-8 suited.
You guys all got 4? Pretty much. 6, 4, 4.
Yeah.
That has 3.5.
Timothy Murphy says fatigue might start playing a factor soon. It's definitely possible. A lot of these guys are probably used to playing long sessions when needed. Oh, look at this. Well, unless somebody has a hand behind, this is likely going to go 3-bet fold, but you never know. Elijah could peel. Looks like he's going to raise it up. Healthy 3-bet.
Is it 725?
Yeah, interestingly, that $2 million that Kevin has kind of, quote unquote, lost. Well, he has lost it back. The Rampage ace-6 of hearts 3-bet, and then he obviously pilled one on the flop. Now to Ben.
It's time for a giveaway at WPT Global. Free $50 added to your account to the first 100 people who sign up. Simply follow these 3 steps. Go to WPTglobal.com/YT, make a new account with bonus code YT73, and deposit at least $1. That's it. $50 will be added to your account, but act fast. Only to the first 100 people.
as I was saying, we're getting close to having a, overwhelming runaway chip leader, but it's really changed the dynamic now. I mean, Rampage on 4 million, Taylor on 3.7, Ben Yu on 4 million. Kevin Rabichow, even though he does have the chip lead, he's only got 20 big blinds more than Rampage.
Yeah.
It's not... we could be here for a long time.
We could. It's weird. It's one of those situations where a lot of nothing happens, and then all of a sudden 2 or 3 things might happen. Seems like more often than not it goes that way. I don't know why. Often it's just the blinds going up that causes that, but...
Right. I am going to go for a 10-minute straw, mate, if you are okay with holding down the fort.
I am very okay with it.
Going to go get some fresh air. Do you want me to pick you up anything if I can, if I find a place to get
Yeah, if
water?
you see like a little snack or something.
Yeah?
Sure.
All right, dude.
Thank you.
We'll do my best. Chat. Go easy, okay? All right? Don't seize this opportunity to get out of line or start spreading rumors about me.
Yeah, go easy. Go easy on both of us.
I'll catch you in 10.
Or at least on me. Kevin raising from under the gun. We are 6-handed now, right? 6-handed. Raising from under the gun with the King 5 suited. Getting it through. Starting to get back on track. He's got a little work to do to get back to his peak, but I don't think he's really thinking like that. And Rom needing to do something quickly, starting to get into that danger zone. Well, in that danger zone, but starting to get to that real danger zone where you don't have as much fold equity. Right now with 8 blinds, he can certainly get some jams through. Elijah's starting to get a bit shorter. He came in second in chips, but he hasn't had a lot go his way.
I didn't see it, but it definitely, and I always advocate for turning them up in the
Chad
spot,
is
but
just
people
going
don't like
for it.
that.
Oh, you love to see it.
I didn't see it. But
Jamie Kerstetter says dad left the booth. Everyone let loose. Emphasis on the number of O's in loose.
gosh, these cards don't even listen.
6-4 offsuit, not going to do it for Rom. He will have to find another hand to jam. It folds around to Elijah in the small blind. Unfortunately for Elijah, he now has to play blind versus blinds versus Kevin, who is a very, very tough player with the chip lead in the big blind. So that's going to be a very tall order, something that he wants to avoid as much as possible, and he does so with the Jack-8 offsuit. Seems like a good choice. If Rampage busts, Chicago TRS says if Rampage busts, the live stream will go from 6K watching to 3K. I don't think we're going to lose you guys that easily. I can't imagine. But I also am not wishing that Rampage busts. He's played very well today. Really been quite impressed by his play. Kevin picking up a huge hand in the small blind. And for all he cares, he could have had 7 deuce in small blind because it's going to get through.
Rampage, you're big. We're starting.
Christopher Broth says Ben Yu has the best game at this table. At the table, Ben Yu has the best game at any club he's at too when he goes out at night. Just want to throw that out there. On and off the dance floor. People throwing 1s and 2s in chat. I'm not really sure what that means, but we'll take it. Throw a 1 in chat if you're loving it right now. Loving the stream. Loving life. Whatever. Get your 1s out.
True. I was scared, guys.
There were still a lot of chips to play too. It would have been funny if you had like, oh wait.
Oh man, phew. Good old
Ben
8.5
Yu once
big
went
blind
to
club.
Burger King and ordered a
Sorry.
Big Mac and got served. Somebody dropped the 80085 in chat. That's a lot of 1s, but it's approximately 80,000 1s. But it still counts as some 1s, I think. Yeah, I checked the poll. Chat. Press 1 if you love In-N-Out Burger. Drop your favorite burger spot.
Where'd Rogo?
Show me some burger spots, please.
Yeah,
So I'm under the
Really?
impression
You
that
should've done. Yeah,
there's
as soon
no
as
better
WPT
fast food
came in,
burger.
I kind of want
than
to
Shake
tell
Shack.
my friends because we have a funny thing about. we play
But I
like
also
one
think
game
that
with
Five
each
Guys
other,
and Shake
but,
Shack are in
like,
different
people get
divisions in
Q4
my
and put in,
mind.
like, a lot of money.
So I don't really count
Yeah,
Five
I'm
Guys in that. But
I've
my
never
favorite
seen the
fast
biggest
food
pot
burger
plate
is
in
for
my
sure
life,
Shake Shack.
like 2-4.
If you have a
Yeah.
better
I
burger
heard Kobe and I was like, all right.
that isn't a gourmet burger, please shill it in chat.
I was
I'm
gonna have to show
I'm
him
all
and
for
be like,
that.
should I look him up? As a troll. Where did he go? He left at the worst time.
John's
Dude, I always have
Burgers.
a deuce. This is hard. to
Five Guys,
win.
guys, everyone who's saying Five Guys is
I had a
fantastic.
deuce one time.
The Habit, I actually do really like the Habit. I don't get to eat the Habit very often. I mean, Shake Shack is just so good. Rampage finding himself a real nice spot. Ace-8 on the button. Up against some significantly shorter stacks.
On.
2006 Habit hit different. Good old days. Oh, we do have Ben in the big blind. Ben has a similar stack, so. Oh, Rampage just shoves. This makes a lot of sense with
Kevin,
a
how much would you
fairly
win,
strong
how much would you win or
offsuited
lose in the
ace.
main
You
event
really don't
if you
want
had a deuce in your hand always and the other card was random?
your opponent to shove on you when you just open normally.
This main or the main main?
World Series, man.
World Series main. That's an interesting one. I always have a deuce.
I always have a deuce.
Yikes.
This whole tournament, I've
It
always
really
had
sucks
a
to
deuce.
play this tournament.
I feel like this whole tournament, I've always had a deuce.
Like, how could you ever win the thing? Like, how
You
would
can't ever
How
win.
could you?
Well,
You'd be capped at like. I don't know what you'd be capped at. Some kind of some kind of
Bottom
deep
straight on 3, 4, 5.
run. Well, I didn't mean literally.
You're capped at ace
The best
deuce.
hand you could have.
That's the best. You don't have the nuts.
Sorry, guys. I'm
think
still
I
on the
would lose a
burger
lot.
chat.
You
I
can
got a
never
little
have the nuts with
distracted
ace
by the
deuce.
No
table.
one knows though. They just like learn over time as I keep showing a deuce every time we show
The
it.
table
That's that.
talk.
I think no one knows this one because this one's really hard to figure out. Some of the other hypotheticals is like obviously they're going to figure out.
Yeah.
But this one, I feel like they might.
I could disguise it for a while. I could probably get through the bubble without anyone noticing.
You've been getting your last through here without knowing.
In and out. I'm getting some in and outs. Ah, I don't agree.
Gotta think my in the money percentage would be like 10 tops. Like, how could it be better?
I don't know. I mean,
Probably
this is
less
obviously a
than
matter
that.
of
It's gotta be
opinion,
less.
but
You can't win in showdown. Really, I mean,
It's
not
very
I mean, you
difficult to
can't
win a
do
showdown.
that.
not the biggest in and out fan.
You're not making a lot of.
I mean, I would have to. I would end up playing like.
Poke
You'll
Stiff
learn-
asks
you'll learn a
Jesse,
new
do you have a
trait,
last
the
longer in the
red
main
line
event
game.
with your gorgeous bride, Ashley Sleeth?
I would just have to play.
I don't have a last longer with her in the main event, but now that you've
7%,
put that idea in my
10%,
head, I
like,
think
have
I
to play
probably
crazy
will
tight.
make one. Probably do something fun
gotta get in
where
with a
the
lot
prize
of
is something a little bit embarrassing.
Fucking two every fucking hand.
That sounds like a good
You
idea.
gotta make a lot of.
What should me and Ashley have to do? Well, what should I have to do? What should Ashley have to do if one of us loses the last
Everyone else
longer?
would be running better too.
Yeah, everyone else's
Worse.
cards would be
Everyone else
really
would be
good.
getting better.
In and out is amazing
just,
for the
like,
price.
beating
Shake
up
Shack
on
is kind of a different caliber. Yeah, that's very fair.
Up against like.
I didn't think
5%
they were
on
that far
Broadway
apart, but I
hands.
do think Shake Shack costs a little more. So Ben limping in the small blind. Elijah checking back with the 6-5 suited. Check on the flop. Check on the turn. Ben's pretty happy to check to the river and probably
It's like
put
a
in a nice healthy value bet on the river.
Respectable small loss.
He does have a pretty weak jack, so it's a good one to do that with. The king throws a small wrench in his plan because Elijah is likely to have checked down to the river with king high a lot. But he's still going to value bet. And hope to get called by an 8, a deuce, some queen highs. And if his plan is to check call or bet, either one is going to lose some chips to a king, so he decides he'd rather bet and try to get some value out of those worst pairs.
Are you starting your version of the game now?
I thought I had a deuce in my hand. I did not.
It looked like you were
Yeah,
getting ready to
Vampire,
show it to
that's
us.
probably the
I
joke.
thought I had a deuce in my hand. I did not.
You
I
misread
did
your
actually
hand?
make it.
I get distracted by the table talk,
You
not the
misread your
table.
hand in the
Yes,
middle
I
of the
did.
hand? In the middle of the hand?
Yeah.
That's some Cleveland High shit.
It's
Jesse,
the
you have a
North
weekly last
American,
longer with your
yeah,
fiance.
Education
North
stuff.
Valley.
North American, California educate.
That's more like North Valley.
LAUSD Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would suck to play that tournament. I think your strategy is right. You just play really tight. Like,
Yeah, I would have to play crazy tight.
You wouldn't really have to play crazy tight. You'd,
I don't think you have a choice.
Like
Well, I'm
how
saying
are you-
you're, like,
how are you
forced-
in pots and
you're forced
you play
into
like
playing.
you play like almost every suited hand. Probably just like open limp or something. Just like don't even bother.
I don't think you're supposed to actually play more hands that you wouldn't otherwise. Actually, I'm not sure about that one. You need to make. You're really just trying to min cash that tournament too, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. See if I could sneak in like a 12% in the money by like never trying to win the thing.
I'm not sure what the hypothetical is. It's something about having to play the main event with every hand you get dealt has a deuce in it, at least one. Meanwhile, Taylor is
No, you
sneaking in
definitely
a little
need to,
raise
because
with
you're going to be
sixes
so
and getting
tight.
it
You
through.
definitely need to start going crazy with your aces now, like right? Like maybe they're just 100% like go crazy hands now.
My value range is ace-2 suited and pocket deuces. Like, those are the best
You
hands I
can
can
sneak
ever.
in king deuce suited.
The best hands I ever get dealt.
Ace deuce off is you're probably supposed to go a little crazy with it. You're so fucked if they figure it out too.
That's
well,
the
yeah,
worst
then
part.
it's impossible.
You're so fucked.
If anyone noticed, that's
It's
why I would.
impossible if they know.
I think I would build this. I would try and build the strategy to just like never show my cards, like literally. Just like fold in position and stuff. I have to never show.
All right, attention 6 p.m. satellite dealer to line 6, 12, 12. Line rub 6, 12, 12. Dealer switch on goes back.
Next Gen Poker in the chat. What's up, Next Gen? Vic and Anthony's best steakhouse in Vegas.
Yeah, I
If
think
you
it's
haven't
actually
been
in
there, then
between
you
what
shouldn't
just
have
said.
an
I think you're
opinion.
supposed to play pretty tight, but you
That
kind
is
of have
strong.
to go a little crazy with
I'm happy to check that out.
aces.
7.
Yes, Jeff Boski. John
Rum
George's
break to 3
is
minutes.
my go-to for
No, I mean,
ribeye.
Rum break
I'm
in
not.
3 minutes.
I haven't
I'm,
had
I'm not saying you
a
guys
better
are crazy,
ribeye
I'm
anywhere in
saying
Vegas unless I've
It's
cooked
not
it
that
at
you're
my
even
own
playing
house.
tight. You have the fucking deuce in your hand every hand.
They make
What?
a great
It's
tomahawk.
not even that you're playing tight. Like you have a deuce
Definitely pricey,
in your hand
but
every
it's
hand. So you're really
very,
having
very
to
good.
stretch to find playable
as
hands.
far as Vegas
Yeah.
steak options go.
If I only
Ram
ever played
finding a
deuces
jam.
and ace deuce suited,
Well, he's going to put in half his stack,
then
but
I
we
would
all
be
know what that
playing,
means.
What, 4 out of 51? Or no, 8 out of 51.
Finds the shove,
combos.
not a moment too
Is that
soon.
how it works? I think so.
That's
No, no.
And
that's
he is
all
going
ace
to
deuce
run
suited,
into
just
Elijah's
the 1
tens,
ace and the 3
but
deuces,
he will
4 out of
find a
51
flip,
combos,
so
yeah,
I got
so I'd be playing
475
like
back.
this is going to be a big swing for both players.
7% of hands or whatever.
Very big swing because
All in.
this is half of Elijah's stack as well, approximately.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I think you're probably not the worst player in the field, though. You're like really far down there, but
Yeah, I don't
Not
think
the
I
worst
I
player
don't
in
think
the
I'd be
field.
the worst. No.
yeah, congrats.
This is fun. While this all-in's going on, I'm two-tabling chats. One is talking about best burgers in Vegas. One's talking about best steak. Wow, Jack Hardcastle, how are you? Welcome. Oof,
Good game, man.
tough one for
Good luck in the
Ram,
main.
and he will go out in 6th place for $134,000.
Good game.
And he played quite well, just not a lot of cards once he made it to the final table. He blinded down for the most part. He lost that flip to Tapar with the 8s versus the ace-queen. So, well fought, but that'll be the end of the road for him. And the chat goes wild for Rampage getting the ladder.
So I do believe we're going to be going on a 15-minute break after this hand. Perfect timing.
Welcome back.
615 runners in day 1A of the WPT World Championship 10K main, by the way. So, yeah, already over 6 mil collected with 2 more starting flights to go. As Kevin... It says the field number's gone up, but it's actually gone down. But yeah, the chat going wild for the ladder. Queens! Mamacitas for Rampage.
What do you do here with the queens? Do you go with the small raise or do you go all in?
Yeah, I like 3-bet inducing here. Like, you just want Taylor to rifle it in with King 10, Ace 4, Ace 5, just give him enough rope.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be able to have 3-bet folds off this stack depth.
Maybe I'd like to
Yeah.
Small blind v button.
There's that really nice factor where if you double up, you're now tied for chip lead, and that is a big deal. So inducing here it has that extra benefit to it.
Yeah, that 3-bet size is wrong. That is more than 425 in front of Rampage. Do apologize for the graphics.
Yeah, look to be about 800,000.
Yeah, I believe 825.
Taylor's hand is a little weak. He may just let it go.
Yeah, it comes with a 3.5x from the small. Action back on Taylor.
If he had something in the King 10, King Jack suited area, he would be continuing. But with King 9, probably okay letting it go and saying, you know, I have better hands here. It's close. It's certainly close.
I'm waiting for the 35 big blind rifle it in with the king 9 suited. Just the good old fashioned I don't believe you small blind v button.
I mean, he certainly could. It's
He wants
really
to.
does. Yeah, he really does want to.
Yeah, I'm blocking, you know, like the ace 4s, ace 5s, the ace 10s.
Yeah.
Blocking ace king, kings. If we get called by queens, okay, we have 32%. Let's run it, dealer. Let's see, 5 does let it go. So we head into a 15-minute break. When we come back, 5 players left here in the WPT World Championships 25K high roller. All of them, Jesse, guaranteed 168,000 and change. But when we come back, we're going to be playing for 894K.
Love it.
Love it. See you guys in 15.
And action.
Sign up today at WPT Global and get a $1,200 deposit bonus.
Whoa, whoa, Phil. That was a little too hot. I need you to bring it down just a little bit, okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action.
Sign up today at WPT Global and get a $1,200 deposit bonus.
Phil, nice work. All right, Tony, you ready? 3, 2, 1, action.
Sign up today at WPT Global and get a $1,200 deposit bonus.
Come on, Tony. We need to get people excited about this. We need you to bring it. Come on, like Phil.
Sign up today at WPT Global and get a $1,200 deposit bonus.
Perfect. Nice work, Tony. That's what we needed.
Great.
Sign up for free today at WPTglobal.com and use bonus code LS31 and get a free welcome deposit bonus up to $1,200.
Yeah, Justin as well going to take the spot, aware that he knows Saliba's going to be going with, you know, what, 80% of range from +1. He's going to be forced all in. It's big blind ante first, so he would only be able to win back his big blind ante. So yeah, Justin with the ace-9, just happy to run this against Saliba.
I'm not sure what Elijah's thinking about unless there's a chance we didn't pick up the right hand or something.
No. I've been doing this for 5 years and never had a misread from an RFID reader. It's just, it's impossible. This is either he doesn't know that the action's on him.
That's possible.
Or he's dreaming of the double KO. He's like, listen, I've got 5 deuce. Both these guys have ace-10, ace-jack. I've got a funny feeling he doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. And
Tobias is now eyeballing him as well.
If he doesn't know, his clock is ticking down. He looks like it's on him, though.
Yikes. On me.
Yeah, okay, he didn't know.
I'd mentally checked out, so that's pretty weak.
he looked at the zone, though, didn't he?
Wow, dude. Hey, you get to replenish in 30 minutes. That's not that bad.
True. Oh, that you do?
Oh.
They re-top up?
Wow.
Yeah.
Losing
Top
a few
mark.
very valuable
That's funny.
time back there.
That's pretty sick.
Aram sweating the big blind pill with the 2 all-ins. So Saliba at risk. They are going to chop this decent amount of the time. I say a decent amount of the time.
Yeah, it do so black.
15% of the time.
Put that in decent territory.
You're fucked because he has 20.
Territory.
We're playing blackjack now, by the way.
That deserves the adjective decent.
16 versus 20.
That's not a good one for a chop.
Pair the ball dealer for a sweat. Well, Saliba drawing to 3 outs once for his tournament life. Will he be our first elimination of the day? He will indeed. Just double checking to make sure it's not a chop. You can see, it's like, am I, is that a chop? No. 9 does play.
It was fun.
GG's.
Hey, nice playing with you.
Saliba got a funny
Look in the middle.
feeling, Jesse, that we're going to be seeing a lot more of that young man on our screens over the next couple of years of board textures. And well,
Ooh.
that's actually, what is that, 310, 1.4, so he'd be getting 5 to 1 on a call.
This is a funny board because, yeah, it's a pretty terrible board for Rom to see, but it actually didn't hit Taylor. Taylor betting 100. Obviously going to call off a jam, but maybe thinking that this looks a bit stronger, or even thinking it's possible for a Rom to call the 100 and then fold some hands on the turn. I love when there's not much behind and people turn it into a multiple street game instead of just shoving. I just always find it a little more complicated and interesting, even if I don't fully get it myself.
He has cut out raising chips in his left hand.
Taylor gave him the look.
Oh, the 350 has gone back into his stack. Does
Here's
just
100.
flick in the call.
Does he ever find a fold on the turn? This is going to be... Like, if the turn's a 9? Oh, well. He might find a fold on that card. Because realistically, if Taylor has...
You need Taylor to have 7s or 6s.
Yeah, if he has 6s, does he even shove the turn? Maybe he just does. Hoping to get a fold from a hand like this. Aram may find a fold on this turn. Taylor bets 150. I love that this is still a hand.
Really don't beat much. Stretching here to think of hands that the 8s are ahead of. The amount of money out there.
Yeah, this may be the board that he can get away from. It's really a question of, can Taylor have 5s, 6s, 7s? Even then, there are a lot of hands that beat you.
Oh, 1.9 million in the middle. Ram drawing to 2 outs, going to the river. 2 outs wants to send Taylor home. No dice. As the deuce of clubs rolls off.
And now you have this funny situation where Taylor just puts it in. And Aram just calls it off. It's a hope against hope when he calls the river, but at this point the price is just so good. What can you do? Their social security and a few other pieces of information so we could get this not 1099. This incorporated trust together.
They're talking about you on the show. They were talking about you on the show.
So they're talking about you too?
More you, obviously. They're like, how about now? Okay, 300K to the second in tips. I think we were second on the break, right?
I was second on the break, yeah.
So Ben's certainly not going away here. I think,
They gave me a little bit of pop.
given the nature of final tables, this is going to be nothing but a call, whereas
That's what I think.
maybe a few
So
check
they
raises
pop before
exist
ace-9 suited, this is when we- but they're like, oh,
if there was an ICM.
Yeah, especially against chip leader, someone as competent as Kevin Rabichow. Late open, hijack open.
Someone you're certainly not going to get one over on with the light check raise. Ben may find some leads if this wasn't a final table as well, but given the nature of the final table, he's probably just going to check. At every turn, you want to err towards the strategy that keeps the pot smaller. And he's doing a really good job of managing that. Kevin checking back. He's got the 3 in his hand, so there are less river cards that feel bad for him.
It's funny because after we played at the ring, we always, every time I saw you, I would say, how you do?
Ball pairing on the river. See if Ben comes with a kind of B20-ish size. Doesn't really want to face anything more than half pot. Does opt to knuckle it over to Kevin, and now kind of finds himself in a, I don't want to say dicey-ish spot, because I feel like it's pretty tough for Kevin to have credible bluffs here. The bet check bet line.
Yeah, I will say this is very likely one of the best possible check raise bluffs for Ben.
None.
I think maybe this is
blocking 5-7, 8-7, 8-6.
Yeah, just maybe like a maybe 6-5 is a better bluff.
25,000?
But it's quite close.
Maybe I'll go 5. That's so far.
Blocking 8-7 is really nice.
Yeah.
I gotta check with my probation officer.
And certainly sick enough to find the spot.
I wouldn't be surprised if he finds it here. It's a really nice hand for it. I think maybe you just use like 5-4. But it's not that relevant to have the 4. It's not like Kevin is really checking back the turn with pocket 4s or 4-7 very often, if he even has 4-7. He's going to be opening quite light, so maybe he has 4-7.
Yeah, he also has every suited 7x combo bar 7-3, 7-deuce, right? Like he's going to be opening queen 7, king 7, that maybe bet flop and check turn. That now go for value on the river. So
I know, but
let's see. He's looking down at his stack.
It's kind of a case of you have to bluff with something, because you will have some value shoves, right? Oh, he just calls.
Just makes the call, and Kevin Rabichow up to 8 million, closing in on half the chips in play.
K-Rab is just a vortex.
Rampage lost against Zach. He's just taken a decent chunk from Ben Yu in that spot, and we still have Zaki on 6 big blinds.
Yeah. Final table fish.
In a great position. 8 left. This WPT 25K high roller. Everyone guaranteed $92,880 for their efforts so
I
far.
should go play the Hustler, but I don't know. That's not my thing.
Jedamino saying 8-5 suited, fold pre in an ice with ICM and a 6 big blind stack. I like where your mind's at for sure. I could definitely see Ben just opting to fold the 8-5 suited in the big, given the dynamics at the table and with ICM.
Yeah, I could tell you with pretty strong confidence that 1 to 2 of the best players I talk to about tournament strategy would say fold there. Some other players would say call, but the people I tend to refer to really like folding a lot in those spots.
Yep.
There's just a lot of bad things that can happen and not so many good things. There's certainly some good things that can happen.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean...
Oh, Phil, I'm glad I caught you. I don't know what you're getting into this weekend, but I'm hosting my monthly poker game. Yeah, the stakes, they're a little smaller, but with straddles and bomb pots, I mean, it can play pretty big. I mean, put it this way, Phil, I've seen the pot reach $100. And my wife is making her nacho dip. So it's pretty good.
Hold, please. Did you say nachos?
Sign up for free today at WPTglobal.com and use bonus code LS31 and get a free welcome deposit bonus up to $1,200.
Very warm welcome back to the win here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's time, chat. WPT World Championship 25K High Roller. It's coming up to 11 p.m. local time, and we are down to the final 5 players with Kevin Rabichow leading the pack, 46 big blind. Second in chips, Rampage Poker sat on 30 bigs, Ben Yu on 24 as we jump back into this. $168,750 guaranteed. $894,000 for the eventual champion. And it is Jesse Sylvia alongside myself, Henry Kilbane, calling the action for you all the way down to a winner, which, had you asked us at the start of the day, if you had asked me at 1 p.m. when I came in, I came in at 12:30. If you had asked me at 12:30, Henry, what are you going to be doing at 11 p.m.? I would have been likely to respond something along the lines of taking a hot shower, kind of winding down for the evening, getting ready to just, you know, get an early night, got the day off tomorrow. But here we are, 5-handed. And
what is the worst card that needs to be?
Hot shower, huh? You're really
the tournament
inserting the image into
so that I can win?
mind.
No, that you would take that deal.
I wasn't. That wasn't my intention. But now that you said that,
to make it better.
We're bit scared. How your mind is snap gone there, mate. But you know, after spending 2 days in the booth with me, I'm not surprised I have that effect on people.
You know, what can you do?
What can you do? Rampage, gonna let go of the Jack-8 suit a bit tight from the calf, covering Ben and Elijah, but maybe feels like doesn't want to open into the chip leader's big blind.
A fair issue to have for sure. Ben, though, Ben's going to open. And he may forego opening something like ace-deuce or ace-3 offsuit, but ace-5 is considerably better.
Thank you.
A hand. Kevin has the queen-10 suited. He's got a decision to make on this stack size. It wouldn't be the most insane thing to see a jam, but, you know, peeling is obviously very standard. Oh, wow.
How'd you like them apples?
What did we say before when the probable best player, arguable best player at the table
runs well, plays well, and gets slapped in the face by the deck? Lethal combo.
Yeah.
I believe there was a movie called Lethal Weapon named after Kevin Rabichow.
There were actually 4 of them. They're all named after Kevin Rabichow.
Oh, this is episode 5. The return of Kevin Rabichow in the 25K.
Ben c-bets. I do feel like Ben has a close decision between check and bet here. He has the sort of hand that doesn't mind betting. Doesn't mind checking. He's got the backdoor diamonds covered a little bit. He's got a very clear-cut hand where he's not getting much worse to ever call when he bets. He's not getting better to fold. But the power of c-betting is just so strong. And Kevin's going to find the check raise, which, as the chip leader, he'll be doing with a lot of hands since he has so many potential combos of trips. And they're kind of all playing a game against the chip leader where it's like he's going to put as much pressure on you as possible. So when he has trips, he's going to raise, of course, and then mix in as many bluffs as he can.
Yeah, certainly going to be balanced in this spot. I know a lot of people at home will be looking at this and being like, well, obviously, you know, he's flopped trips, he's going to come for the check raise. But Kevin's certainly capable of having hands like 10-8, 10-9, diamond draws. Ben is still ahead of some 9-8s of the world.
Yeah, just perhaps some ace highs with the ace of diamonds, king highs with the king of diamonds. And I would imagine on this card, it's close between a very small bet and a check, and Kevin goes with the very small bet. I think this is where Ben checks out. He did turn a flush draw, but he can't be sure whether or not it's good too often. If he doesn't make his flush, he has almost no visibility on rivers versus a bet. So, yeah, nice time to get out of there.
Big pickup again for Kevin, back up to over 8 million. Got Madeline Peterson in the chat saying, we're letting our kids stay up late to cheer on Rampage. Tatum, 8 years old, Reese, 6,
Have you
and
already thought this
Evie.
one through?
Well, please give them a shout
I feel
out.
like it's
it would
a
make
horrible,
their week, if
like
not
anything
more.
other
A
than an
massive
ace
shout
just seems
out
like not even
to
good.
the Peterson
Really?
family.
But am I like
rooting on
Well, Kings
I
is
Rampage
really
Poker?
strong. You
It's
just-
got fans
you
all
have
over the
Kings
globe.
1/13 of the time.
That's really
fucking
cool.
strong.
That is cool.
Kings is insane.
Yeah.
I will warn you, though, Madeline, seeing as you
Yeah.
are letting your kids stay up late
And you
to,
still-
to
and
let
he's
cheer
king
him
a
on.
third of the 13th of the time too.
This is it R-rated
Right, I see
poker?
what you're
So if like a Freudian slip, something comes up that
King is overpowered.
a topic maybe.
I mean,
We're getting into the late
Really
hours
haven't
of the
given this
evening,
much thought.
which Ali Najad and Nick Shulman like to call the night shift, due to where a lot of the conversations tend to go at that hour.
I don't think we'll say anything that's terribly out of line. I'm not too concerned about it. By the way, I've been meaning to say if the chat would like to see shower pictures of Henry, put a 1 in the chat, please. If you're looking for shower pics of Henry. Show your support for Henry shower photos.
Shower photos. I've heard OnlyFans is quite the hit.
Henry fans?
So much so that Matt Berkey and the Soul for Y crew kind of coined a poker podcast. Only Friends. Play on words. Love it.
All
Ben,
in.
6s, announces all in from the cutoff. See if anyone behind wakes up with something.
Yeah, definitely not a hand that wants to be raising small on the stack size. You're just inviting people to shove it over the top, and you can't really call off with 6s. And you don't have any relevant blockers, so the hand really just plays much better as a shove. Wow, look at those 1s coming in. Look at all those
I'm
1s.
seeing a lot of 2s.
I'm seeing multiple 1s.
They're being spammed by one person. I'm seeing a lot of 0s.
You're focusing
and
on
2s.
the bad, but I'm just focusing on all the 1s. I feel like
Rick James. I remember when I was 13 years old. Used to use that one on the substitute teachers.
What's that?
The old fake
Old?
names that like sound like swear words if you read them out.
Yeah, the Bart Simpson.
Yeah, classic. Classic. For those of you just joining us this fine hour, or maybe early morning, depending on whereabouts in the world you are tuning in from. 5 left here in, I mean, I want to say record-breaking field. 108 runners in a 25K. It's not something you hear of every week. 5 left, 168K guaranteed, 894,000 for first.
I think if we get a few more 1s, Henry's gonna have to deliver on these pictures. But anyways, back to your question. I don't think we'll have any issue with any R-rated activity going on here. Doesn't seem to be a problem.
Oh, this chat remains undefeated, I tell you. Rick James said, my son is crying now. Thanks, man. I apologize. I apologize to Mike. Mike, age 11, loves the WPT. Shout out to Mike.
What was Mike's last name? What's Rick's last name?
Melissa, shout out to Hugh. Who's Hugh, Melissa? I literally spend most of my time around your house, so I've never met Hugh. Cal asking how many days this tournament. This is day 2. I'm going to be playing down to a winner. Honestly, look, I've known Kevin for quite a lot of time. I've worked closely with him on a couple of projects, and he's what I would call a friend. But the Rampage conversion after, I know it's all we've been talking about. I get it, chat. And I know other people have had 100% of themselves in a 25K before. I get it. But it's just the whole storyline, punting it off with third pair on the first bullet, selling action, and then YOLO ponying up the 25K for the second. Just going for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, if I win this, all the investors
You're
just
right,
get their
Ben.
money
You've
back
convinced me
as
that it's,
well.
like,
I
lower
just
than
love this
7.
guy.
Yeah.
I've done a full 180 now that I've started thinking about it. Because like even just a 6 guarantees you don't have a deuce through 5, which is like a pretty decent upgrade. It just sucks that it's a 6.
I don't think it can be that low.
You don't think it can be that low?
just
I mean, there's a pretty substantial drop off when you go below 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Like just not being able to make Broadway hands.
Sean saying Argentina or Croatia.
I could see it just being 9. Like I could see the Broadway, losing Broadway being too powerful, or too whatever you call it.
I feel like Messi just has to get to the finals right after his career.
I think so.
Yeah, in Argentina. I mean, I do want to see the France-Croatia repeat, but yeah, Messi's done so much for the game. So
it seems a little too perfect that he ends it with a World Cup victory.
Antonio saying, shout out to Sugma. What's Sugma's surname, pal?
All in.
What's that? No, you probably left.
Rampage limping in from the small blind Ben. Moving all in with the ace-9, nothing to see here.
Ben having none of that.
I'll have to go back.
Pretty sick for Argentina. They just have to win one more game, and then they get to play
Henry.
Morocco in the finals.
Yeah, that's who's commentating.
It's pretty wild, huh?
Wait, what do you mean they get to play Morocco in the finals?
They just win one more game, and then they're playing Morocco in the finals.
Morocco in the semis. They haven't got to the finals yet.
Morocco's playing France.
Yeah. In
yeah,
the
I'm saying
semifinals.
Argentina, all they have to do is win one more game.
Oh, so you think Morocco's going to beat France?
I assume they're 100% to win.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Here we go. Pato saying, who would win a heads-up match, Jesse or Ashley? Whoa, 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 whoa. Listen. They're only engaged, okay? Let's wait till they tie the knot before you start asking questions like that, because those types of questions, I've seen...
But you're asking questions that the answer will only get Jesse in trouble.
Yeah, that's how you end up on the couch for a week.
I appreciate you defending me preemptively versus
Listen,
something like that.
I've dug myself in deeper holes than that before. I don't want you to do the same.
Go on.
What, deep holes?
Well, just, I don't know. I feel like there's a good story or two here.
Oh, I'm just saying there's a reason I'm single, pal.
And it's not just the travel.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. I will use that one for sure.
I will say this, if you use past heads-up matches as an indicator between me and Ashley, when we played for fun,
my first gut reaction
it's
is
her
9.
by a wide margin.
Yeah. I think it might be too. I don't know. It might be too weak. The jump
2
between
for
9 and 10 is
20
really
heads-up
big though,
matches
because you get ace
against
10.
Croatia versus Morocco. I bet there's a website where you can bet that to be the finals, and I would love to see what the odds
your
are.
skill set
I guess
is
you could
better
just look at
suited
the
for
odds of
answering
both
this
teams
question
winning.
than mine.
What is that skill set? Being weird and quirky and
playing
nerdy?
more than just hold 'em every
Multiply
day.
those together.
Oh.
You've actually had to think about problems like this before? Like what happens when you remove this from the deck, or what happens when you change this about the game?
I would guess you've looked at database of like each hand's win rate more than I have though, or something.
Oh, the boys getting nerdy at 11
I
p.m.
just
It's
haven't
the
like,
night shift.
played online in a while, so I don't like that. Like, oh, this wins like 0.3 or.
Wonder what Bob would say.
Handsome Bob.
It's like 50-50 between Bob loving the conversation or giving them a ton of crap for having it.
Yeah, we should change it from Lodden Things to what would Bob say?
What would Bob say?
Yeah, that should be like the new Lodden Things.
The thing is, even if Bob loved the conversation, he would still give them crap, I feel like.
$168,750.
Oh, I saw, like, I think 4 spotter heart. I'm not super confident, but I definitely saw something.
Guaranteed.
It's a nice chunk of change.
You kind of just got to flip
especially when you have 100%.
3 spotter heart, but whatever.
Because otherwise we know it's not.
Really nice chunk.
Oh, Rampage bumping things up from the hijack. Under the gun.
Ben looking down at kings on 20 big blinds nearly exactly. And given the final table, that may be enough room for a small re-raise. He does. He goes small. I like that, a little 2.5x. Just leave some room, some perceived fold equity.
Action back on Rampage. Ben, the 3-better, cut off the hijack, starting the hand.
Quick fold, nice.
That fold 20 effective, no nonsense.
Nice. That seemed like a very all-in or fold type of spot with his, with Rampage's hand strength.
Yeah, everybody was saying started playing some Lodden again last night. It is a great game.
Oh, it's so good.
Sean Connell saying Jesse, Keith lost 9K tonight. I don't know if that's... I shouldn't read stuff like that. Does Keith want his business out there like that? Does he want to know people?
I bet you he didn't think that would be read out loud.
Yeah. Apologies, Keith. I owe you a drink. Sorry for putting your business out there. It's someone that likes to keep certain things private.
I will say this, from the description I've been given of Keith, I highly doubt he's listening.
Okay, fair.
Good game, man.
Well, shout out Big Keith. Shout out to all of you keeping both myself and Jesse company after 9 hours of coverage today. A few people in the chat asking who the commentators are. My name is Henry Kilbane, joined by Jesse Sylvia for this 25K coverage. Well, it's not just been today. We had the high stakes Rail Heaven cash games 2 nights in a row, featuring some... Well, hang on a minute. Let's just jump back into this because we got a little button v big blind confrontation going on. Rampage flopping top pair. Kevin with the open ender. This could be a big pot, chat. 825K in the middle. Rampage the effective stack.
There are certainly runouts.
Yeah, sure.
Could be really rough for Rampage.
Thank you.
The 6 being a very bad card for him, something that he feels obligated to pay off. And I wonder if he finds a check raise here. If he's going to check raise any top pair hand, it's going to be this one. This is the best kicker he's going to have in this situation, since he probably finds a re-raise with ace queen a lot. Kevin obviously not going anywhere quite yet. He's got not just a straight draw, but a backdoor flush draw. Adds a few percent.
Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. This is potential tournament trajectory changing pot brewing here. 2.2 million in the middle already.
That was really well put. This is, regardless of what happens, this is...
Ooh,
oh, no.
Jack of Hearts, corner, pocket, Kevin with 100% lock on the turn.
Check mark turn. It's really rare in life that you get the check mark on the turn.
In Hold'em?
Yeah.
Behave.
Can you have the check mark on the turn in PLO? I don't know if I've ever had the check mark.
I don't even know if it's possible on the river, mate.
It really feels like that.
I'm still sweating it, you know.
Yeah.
Like 5 cards. Jumping back into this. Is this going to be GG's for Rampage 2.2 out there? Rainbow completing turn card.
And he knows. I mean, you can see it almost on his face. He knows this is one of the last cards he wants to see.
Is that a slight smirk from Kevin? He's just like, yeah, go on then, mate.
He finds the check. It's really nice. And I think Kevin doesn't come in with a massive size bet. I think something like a quarter or a third of pot makes a lot of sense. It also sets up a very easy shove on the river, not a massive shove for the size of the pot on the river. So that's what I'd expect. Something between 6 and 700, or 5 and 600, 5 and 700. I mean, 550. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like some of the check raise checks are going to include hands like Jack 9 that have now turned a pair, Jack 10 that have now turned a pair, some like the 9-6s, some of the gut shots of the world that just want to wave the white flag here. And Kevin setting up a very natural river SPR of, what, 0.8 should Rampage call.
Yeah, and when you have a hand as strong as King Queen, you're not loving that turn card. In fact, you're probably hating that turn card. But the price is so good. And the price almost looks like your opponent's trying to put in a little block bet and perhaps see showdown, right?
Yeah.
And you could beat a lot of the hands that are doing that. So you can beat basically every hand that's doing that. So.
Oh, what? Rampage.
What?
Rampage poker.
What just happened?
Naughty little fold on the turn there.
Rampage is playing his face off today.
Rampage really trying to convert that win. Check raise the king, queen, and just folds on the jack of hearts turn against, what was that, 25% on the turn? 20%?
Yeah. I think it was exactly 25.
Kevin Rabichow, by the way, when he finds out that Rampage had king, queen there, like he probably feels like,
wow, and the check goes wild.
Oh, I mean, of course they did. That is an insane fold.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a really good fold. Really good.
Rampage poker.
Because you have to be concerned when you're folding that your opponent just has something like Queen 10 and he's blocking and he's going to. But he may have thought, you know, if he has Queen 10, he'll just check the turn, and he may be right about that.
Ryan saying Kevin looks shook. Well, I don't think he looks shook just yet because he doesn't know that Rampage had the toppest of pairs.
Check is looking about 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, then we'll hear some table talk. There's a spot. I'm out the tournament in 5th, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about most of you at home, but I'm at least calling the turn.
Yeah.
And Rampage immediately rewarded for his incredible fold by picking up the Django's.
Feels good, by the way, to get rewarded right away.
From the small. By the way, in the last 3 or 4 orbits or so, this is a couple of small blind 3 bets from Rampage versus the Taylor Button Open. Had the goods both times. Taylor with the fold. Truly impressive fold. Couldn't have put it better myself, Matt. In the chat. Well, well, well. Here we are, still 5-handed. Lock yourselves in.
That was a really above the rim fold. To that size specifically.
I mean, that one's gonna go viral. That one's gonna get shared. That one's gonna be featured in the vlog.
I think that one makes the vlog.
That one's gonna make the vlog. Shout out to us in the future vlog.
Yeah, right?
Can't wait to listen.
Surely he captures the reaction. I think we made the vlog, fellas.
We made it, chat. We made the vlog.
Every one of Melissa's comments so far have cracked me up. She just writes, very impressive.
Melissa needs to behave. He had 7 big blinds on the stone bubble, put out a tweet saying, lol, I'm about to bubble this 25K.
Did he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Wow.
And then like, obviously, 25 minutes later, he was like, lol, ITM. Then it was 2 of 8 coming into the final table. Here he is, 3 of 5.
It's going to be fun to quote that one, and Lowell won it. That's going to be a good feeling. I had a, when I won... Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
All right, Jesse, calm down with the brag. And then, like, obviously, come on, mate. 25 minutes later.
I had a feeling.
Must be nice winning a
I
tournament.
had a feeling when starting the story with that
sentence
sentence wasn't going to go well.
Here he is, 3 of 5. Look, it's the night shift. I can't let that slide when I won. Come on.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Bull won it.
Go on. You deserve it, mate. You've been
That's
in.
going to be a good
you can let a subtle brag
I had
out.
a,
Make it a big
one.
one.
I mean, if I'm gonna,
yeah,
if I'm going to do it, I might as well go big.
Calm down with the brag. And then, like, obviously, come on, mate.
I was conversing. I had a feeling.
Must be nice winning a
I had a
tournament,
feeling
mate.
when starting the story with that sentence wasn't going to go well.
Here he is, 3 of 5. Look, it's the night shift. I can't let that slide when I won. Come on.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Bull won it. And I said, oh, let me just win this tournament first. And then 4 days later, I just messaged him and wrote, okay, I won it.
That is fantastic.
That was one of the more fun moments.
Yeah, I love stories like that. I really do. It's the same with Espen. I got a video on my phone where he's leaving our villa in Thailand because he left early to go to the World Series. And we'd obviously like been joking, you know, over breakfast and dinner and stuff. Oh, he's probably going to go and win the main or whatever. And it's like, yeah, don't come back unless you win a bracelet or something like that in the video. And then he just goes on and wins. You know.
Comes back with 2.
2, wins the main.
Just for good measure. That's great. I mean, I wish I had something like that on film.
I mean, the reality is a million people have said that to their mates. Like, oh, yeah, go on, you're not allowed home if you don't win a bracelet or don't win a WPT or whatever.
Only a couple people got to return with the actual win. Shove it in your face.
All right, 6 p.m. satellite players.
Tony saying, can we take a second to praise Kevin on his play so far at this final table? Very solid player. We don't need to just take 1 second, mate. He's put on an absolute clinic of a performance. Couple of, you know, faults that I found interesting, but I'm very curious to pick Kevin's brain post-final table. Not tonight. Be going straight home, but maybe over the next couple of days. It's one of the benefits of just being a commentator. But hey, man.
Hey, I need some help in the booth. Do you think you could come in here and then you pretend like the cameras are on and you just fire out your own hand histories?
There's that. And you can also just like pick their brains on hands that they played on stream as well. Would love to see Kevin actually, depending on how this closes out, but may see him produce a course on Run It Once.
You don't do a podcast, do you?
I did have one, yeah.
I feel like you could have a great podcast where the concept is, I don't want anyone to listen to this. I just am doing this to bring people on so I can pick their brain. I would listen to that for sure.
I don't think I don't know. I enjoy commentary too much to take poker that seriously.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like, it's not possible to juggle both, in my opinion. I don't think you can. I don't think you can be like an elite poker player and do commentary full time.
That's fair, for sure.
Because I
think that I'm kind of a believer in the concept that if you want to be the best at anything, you have to kind of put yourself in a situation where you're relying on that thing and that thing alone. So a lot of people who wanted to be, you know, famous artists, they wouldn't take a job because they were like, I need to just put myself in a situation where I have to make it as an artist or an actor or whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of forces you to just be the best version that you could be in that particular genre. But at the same time, if you're doing some commentary and you're learning from people, like perhaps a Kevin Rabichow, I don't think that can hurt your game.
Garrett saying, wow, shots fired at Shawman, shots fired at Ali. Well, firstly, Shawman isn't a full-time commentator, and secondly, Ali would not say that he is a professional poker player, so kind of proving my point here. I think it's one of the reasons why Shawman isn't doing commentary for every single event, because he's too in love with the great game.
Shawman's just a great poker player who happens to be an insanely good commentator.
Yeah.
To get good at poker, quit my job. Got it, coach. Whoa, 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 whoa.
You need to start putting disclaimers under some of these statements, mate.
Yeah, not investment advice.
Page putting Ben all in. 20 big blinds.
Yeah. I think that the ace-X, especially the offsuited ace-X, really wants to just be finding a lot of shoves on the stack size when out of position. Really unfortunate when your opponent says call because you're never flipping or ahead, but still just kind of the best way to play a hand like that.
Jeff saying, don't forget to hit the like button over on the YouTube stream. Really does help grow the game. Appreciate that.
Look at me.